Okay, welcome everybody. This is 14.3. So graphing standard formula. So last time we talked about the quadratic formula and how to use it. And we found, here's the quadratic formula. We found that the first part is our axis of symmetry. Right, our axis of symmetry is this part of our quadratic formula. The other part is we adding and subtracting to find the x-intercepts. Right, so if we know that the x value of our vertex is given by that, here we can find the vertex by substituting that value into our original equation to find the y value of the vertex. Okay, so we can tell what the axis of symmetry is, the x value of a vertex. We can substitute that into the equation to find our y. Okay, just look at these examples. So for these ones, right, a is 1, b is -4, c is 5. From our equation here, 1, -4, 5. And we're just using the first part of the quadratic formula, negative b over 2a. Just the first part. And all we gotta do is substitute, right, our b and a. And then -4 is +4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that's the x value of the vertex. Right? It gives you the axis of symmetry right there, which is 2. Right, 2. That's our axis of symmetry. It's also the x value of the vertex. Right, and all you do is take that 2, you substitute it in there, so f of 2 into our original equation. 2 squared is 4. -4 times 2 is -8 plus 5. 4 minus 8 first, right, left to right when we add and subtract. 4 minus 8 is -4 plus 5 is +1. So our vertex is at 2, 1. Okay, so that whole process, we're just using negative b over 2a, finding that value, that gives us the x value of a vertex, the axis of symmetry, substitute it into your original equation to find the y value, which is 1. Right, this value is 1. So our vertex, as you can see right there, is 2, 1. Right, 2 on the x-axis, 1 on the y-axis. 2, 1. That's our vertex. Okay, this one, same process here. Negative b over 2a. Substitute your b and your a. -8 divided by 4 is -2. Then you substitute that -2 into your original equation. And -2 squared, so -2 times -2 first exponent is 4. Then you multiply it by 2, and you get 8. 8 times -2 is -16. The 10 comes down. 8 minus 6, right, left to right. 8 minus 6, -8, plus 10, +2. So that's the y value of a vertex. And you can see right here, so we got your vertex is at -2 on the x, +2 on the y. Right, that's -2, +2. And our axis of symmetry goes right through that -2 value. Right down the middle. Okay, let's do 1. And then we're going to graph it. We'll graph part of it. Well, we can. Right, so given, right, so you know we can find our A, our B, our C. Right, so identify the A, B, C first, right? So A is 1, B is -6, C is 12. Right, so identify A, B, C. So identify A, B, C. Then we're going to use part of the quadratic formula, right? We're going to use x equals opposite b over 2a. Use that part, right? And that's going to give us the x value, right? So find the x value of the vertex. Using x equals -b over 2a, the first part. Right, so let's calculate this right here. So x equals negative, and then your B is -6 over 2 parentheses, and your A is 1. We're going to calculate that out. So we got -6 was +6 over 2 times 1, 2, which is 3. Right, so the x value of our vertex is 3. So our vertex here is 3, comma something. Our axis of symmetry is that same thing, remember that? So x value of the vertex still gives you the axis of symmetry. X equals 3. Okay, so let's do that. So axis symmetry, x equals 3. Here's 3 on the x. Right there. So that's our axis of symmetry. And now we should find where is the y value of the vertex. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we're going to substitute it into our original equation. So let's write that down. So we get f of x equals x squared minus 6x plus 12. All right, so we want to substitute this into our equation. So we have f of 3 f of 3 equals squared 6 times 3 plus 12, right? So x is 3, 3. We put in our parentheses. Wherever you see x. And then we calculate that out. Right, so 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. -6 times 3 is -18. Plus 12 just comes down. Go left to right, 9 minus 18, -9. Plus 12 is +3. Right, so we're going to do substitute to find the y value of the vertex. So it's 3. So our y value of our vertex is 3. Right, so if we graph our vertex 3, comma 3 is right there. Right, so that's our vertex right here. Yeah, and that's it for now. Just leave it like that. Yeah, next part, number 2. Yeah, first thing, right? Identify what our A, B, and C are first. Yeah, so we know our A, B, C, right? So our A is 1, B is 8, C is 18. Then we're going to use our x equals opposite B over 2A. And we're going to use this equation to find the x value of our vertex. So B is 8 divided by 2A, and then your A is 1. And then we calculate that out. So we get -8 over 2 times 1, which is 2. -8 divided by 2 is -4. Right there. Right? And again, this is the x value of the vertex. Right? Which is also the axis of symmetry. Right? So our vertex going to be negative 4, right, which also gives us our axis symmetry, x equals negative 4. Alright, so on our graph, at negative 4 here is our axis of symmetry. And we can draw our axis of symmetry at negative 4. Yeah, then we need to substitute, right, using our original equation. F of x equals x squared plus 8x minus 18. Right, and we're going to substitute this into our function to find the y value of the vertex. So f of that, and I'll put a parentheses and just substitute it in there. So we got our x is negative 4, right? So f of negative 4, so negative 4 squared, 8 times negative 4. So negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. Negative 18 just comes out. Right, move left to right. So 16 minus 32, negative 16 minus 18, that's going to be negative 34. Right there. So that is the y value of the vertex. There. So the y value is negative 34. That's going to be way off the graph. Like way, way more far than that, but we're out of space. So way down there. Okay, so no, same thing. Identify what our A is. So A, B, C, right? So A is negative 1, B is 4, C is negative 3. We're going to use our x equals opposite B over 2A to find the x value of our vertex. All right, so B is 4 over 2 times our A, which is negative 1. So that's negative 4 over 2 times negative 1, negative 2. Divide that. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. Right, so our vertex, we have positive 2 as our x value. And that also gives us our axis symmetry, x equals 2. Now we just need to substitute that into our formula, right? So our original problem gave us f of x equals negative x squared plus 4x minus 3. So we get f of some number, that's going to be 2. Right, so we substitute that. We get 2. So 2, 2. Right, all that in there. Right, so we get 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. And remember to bring down a negative, right? So negative 4. 4 times 2, 8, minus 3. Left to right. Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4, minus 3 equals 1. Right, so our y value of the vertex is 1. So our axis symmetry is at 2. Right, so here's 2. Draw our axis of symmetry. And then 2, 1. So here's 1, right? So 2, 1 is our vertex. Right there. Alright, so this is just the beginning of graphing a quadratic. Finding the vertex, right? That's the most important part. Where is that vertex? Take it, one more. A, B, C. Alright, so A is equal to 2, B is equal to 12, C is equal to 21. We're going to use our x equals opposite b over 2a equation. So x equals negative, and then your b is 12, so 12. 2 times a, your a is 2. So we get negative 12 over 2 times 2, 4. Negative 12 divided by 4, negative 3. All right, so that's the x value of our vertex, negative 3. And that also gives us the axis symmetry, so x equals negative 3 is our axis of symmetry. So here's negative 3 on our graph. So that's our axis symmetry right there. Okay, so we know that. Then the next part, right, we substitute into our original equation. So 2x squared plus 12x plus 21. So f of negative 3 now. Right, so let's write out the function, and wherever I see f, just put a parentheses there. So we're substituting negative 3 in here. All right, so negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. Bring down that 2. Right? 12 times negative 3, negative 36, and then a 21 just comes down. Then we do multiply. 2 times 9, 18. Bring everything down. Go left to right. 18 minus 36, negative 18. Bring down the plus 21. When we add that, we get positive 3. So the y value of a vertex is positive 3. All right, so 3. So negative 3, 3 is our vertex right there. Okay, so these ones, all it is, identify A, B, C. Use x equals opposite b over 2a. Calculate that. That's your x value of a vertex, which is also your axis of symmetry. And you take that value, substitute it into your original equation to find the y value of a vertex, and just label your graph.